Welcome back to the Man Shed, to this series of truths from the shed, truths that men don't tell. Numbing, guys, perfectly common thing, very normal, societally accepted. Finish work, go to the pub, have a few beers, relax, go home, stick on the TV, watch the sports, a movie, have a few drinks, smoke, whatever your particular choice of crutch is. I always say crutches are very important in mental health, and you mustn't demonize them. You know, if somebody had a crutch for a broken leg, you wouldn't swipe that away from them, and we mustn't do the same with people suffering from mental health challenges as well. Those crutches are important, they're there for a reason. Doesn't mean to say they can't be adjusted and managed, and that's a big part of the work I do. But it has to be done authentically for that person. So, you know, this story is again, you know, really common story I've heard. Guy, really successful businessman, big corporate career, suit, the shares, the car, the house, the money, but a complete lack of purpose, a direction and a vision born very much out of what he thinks he should be doing and ought to be doing based on what other people say, and not based on his real desires and values and what he likes to do in life. And so comes home every night and not even aware that that's what he's doing, numbing his reality, drinking himself to bed essentially. And that's a very, very common story. I hear that from a lot of guys that I talk to. It's not living life, that's letting life slide you by. And you know, the guy in the story we're talking about, surprised there, that guy's me. Of course it is. You might see a theme occurring. So I would go home and drink and drink and drink and drink. And most nights, we're talking when I was mid-20s, I guess, late 20s, 30s, somewhere in that period, I'd make myself very sick, make myself very ill. Now, what do you do about it? See, that's the danger. I was in a bad place back then, and that's not a healthy way to live. But I was doing well at work, and I felt good. Okay, I was, you know, delusional, but I had friends and hobbies, and you know, work was going well, I was getting promoted. So how do you spot that guy's going home and numbing himself? So the two pieces of advice I give you on this is, if you know someone who's like that and in that space, that's the opportunity to say, look, that's a trap you've fallen into and you're a bit stuck, and you know, there's some support out there you could use, just to kind of try and open that door. And the other thing as well is, if they are causing themselves a lot of physical damage, I'll do this other video about physical damage and mental health, calling that out, you know, showing that as a symptom. You know, I couldn't do it for myself. I'd be very sick every night and I'd ignore it, but when someone else hears the story, suddenly it's a bit of a shock and their reaction shocks you. So if that resonates, if you know guys like that, it's a very, very common symptom. You know, comment, like, share this with people you think it might resonate with, who you think it might help. Opening up, being honest. That was me. I did that. These stories are real life experiences, and they are cautionary tales, and they're hard to open up to. Easier once you've gone through it, harder once you're still going through it. And you know, I've done other videos about that as well, so please do share if this resonates with you. In the meantime, as always, good mental well-being.